Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I've missed you. I had some community projects I was taking care of this last week with our COVID-19 virus. And so I wasn't able to get into the craft area, but now I'm back. We're all done making headbands with buttons for our local nurses and gathering supplies for them. So today we're going to make a sun catcher. So let's get started. All right, so today's supplies, we're going to need a piece of glass. And I just got a small frame, a 5x7 from the dollar store, and just took the glass out of that. And then we're going to want something that you're going to want to trace, whatever picture you want, that we're going to put up underneath that. So you can maybe go on the computer and find something fun that you want to trace and then paint. Or maybe you have a color book or even a magazine. Anything that you can just outline the design, and then you can color it however you want. So then with that, we're also going to need some paints. I'm going to go with some bright, pretty colors. I'm going to be doing a butterfly today. And then you're going to want paintbrushes, of course. And we're going to want some water so we can clean off the paintbrushes. And then paper towels so we can dry them. I have a plate to put the paint on. And then also you're going to want a black permanent marker to do your outline with, because it's glass, so you want it to stay. And then you'll want some ribbon. The smallest ribbon, this is 5/8, and that's going to be the smallest that you're really going to be able to go with. So 5/8 or anything bigger. And then we're going to use our hot glue gun. And that, I think, is all the supplies. So let's get started. So what we're going to do first is we're going to print out or maybe rip out of a magazine or a color book the design that you're going to want to paint. So I'm going to do a butterfly. And then what you're going to want to do, depending on the size glass you have, I have a 5x7. Use whatever you have extra that you may not be using at home. It could be an 8x10, whatever it is. Make sure your paper is the same size, so when you put it on there, it fits perfect and your design will fit perfect on your glass. Okay, so that's what we're going to do first. So make sure you have this ready and your glass. And then we're going to get ready and use the Sharpie marker. And let's get started. All right, so you're going to lay your picture down that you're going to trace. And you're going to put your piece of glass right over the top of it like that. And then you're just going to take your black Sharpie. And you're just going to start tracing around the outside of it. It's going to come out looking like a stained glass almost. It's really pretty. So what I've got so far is I've got this outline like this. I have a lot of detail in my butterfly, so I'm going to keep on tracing, and you keep on tracing, and if I get done before you, just hit pause, and then when you're done, go ahead and hit play. Alright, so I got my butterfly traced, and I'm just going to put it right back over the paper. I find it a little bit easier for painting that way. You may find it easier, maybe not, whatever works for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my paints on my plate, and then we're going to get started. Alright, so I have my paint on my plate, and I've got my brushes and my water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start coloring, and however you want to do it, depends on what kind of picture you have. I'm just going to color inside the butterfly. And I'll do some of it up so you can kind of see it a little bit. I'll do it this way. You'll see it from the back side. Let's see. I'm going to start with a very small brush. I'm going to start with my lighter pink first. Let's see. I'm going to do this. And as you see, I'm staying inside the marker lines that we just traced. I'm staying right inside those. So whatever colors that you choose, or I'm sorry, whatever pattern that you choose, that's whatever colors you are going to use are going to be kind of dependent on the patterns that you picked. Oh, and today is Easter, so happy Easter, everybody. Did everyone have a fun Easter? I know it was a lot different than what you're used to. You weren't able to have Easter egg hunts with all your friends and family, and kind of a little bit different. But different's not always bad. Sometimes we have to see some changes to make changes. So that's kind of what we got going on so far. And now I'm going to take a little bit darker pink, and I'm going to kind of blend some darker pink in with the lighter pink. So I kind of got that so far. How's yours coming along? Okay, so I added some white in there as well, so you can kind of see that it's, I don't know if you'll be able to see it better on this side. So you can kind of see how it just kind of blends in a little bit. And then when this goes in the window, it makes the sun comes through, and it's so, so pretty. So my bottom part, I'm going to do yellow and oranges on this one. Now, I don't have any orange, so what two colors make orange? Yellow and, awesome, red. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my red with my yellow and just make a small amount because I don't need very much. I'm just going to take the end of my brush, and I've got some yellow that I set aside over here, and I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit of red, mix it in there. You can always add, but you can't take it out, right? So it's always good to make very small amounts. Add a little as you go. It's a really light orange, but I think it's going to be pretty with the yellow. If we need to go darker, we'll just make a little bit more and make it darker. I think this is going to blend in really nicely. And if you go over where your black marker is, it's okay. Once the paint dries really, really good, we can go over. If you like went over a little bit on your trace line, we can just take the black marker after and we can put it on there, so don't get too upset. So there's my kind of yellowy orange side. And I'm going to go yellow, more yellow right in here. So this is kind of what it should look like. Well, depending on colors and your design, but this is the effect that you're going to have. Is you're going to have your black outlines, and then you're going to have your paint inside your outlines. So when we get all done, it'll look sort of like a stained glass. Very pretty. How's yours looking? Alright, so I've got the inside done. Now I'm going to do my black. This is going to be a lot of black on here. I'm also going to bring color out here on the outside, but I'm going to do that after I get the actual butterfly done. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill in with my black. And then where these little dots are, those are going to be white. So that's what I've got so far. Okay. So there I have my one wing down at the bottom. And I'm just going to do that around all the other ones. How's this everyone coming along? I'm going to go ahead and start and show you kind of how I'm doing this with the white. I did some black in between, and these are really small, so it's a little bit tough. So what I did was I did what I could, and then this I'm going to fill it in with white, and then when it dries real good, if I need to, I'll go over and fill in some black spaces. I think coming along pretty. Wait till we do the edge and we finish them off with the ribbon and then you hang them in the window. They're beautiful. Here is my butterfly. Now I'm going to actually paint out around on the outside because it's a sun catcher and you want it to have lots of colors. So when that sun comes in through the window, it makes it so pretty with all the colors. So there's my basic, and then I'm going to do some, I'm going to try to make it look like paint splash coming out. So we'll see how that works. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put something, I'm going to write something here on the bottom. I'm going to make it, like I said, look like paint splash coming out from the side, but I want to do my writing on the bottom first so that I can make sure that the paint splashes don't cover up where the words are going to be. So I'm going to put this right over this here, and what I did was when I printed my outline, I also printed what I wanted to write, and then I can put that right underneath the glass, and then I can just trace it, and it comes out really neat looking. And I don't always have the prettiest handwriting, so this works out well. You just want to do it nice and slow. And if you make a boo-boo, just take your finger and wipe it real fast, and the marker will come right off the glass real if you get it real quick. There. And mine says, can you read it? I don't think, maybe if I'll turn it this way and you can read it. Be kind and have a big heart. And now I'm going to do my paint splashes. I am going to let that dry for a few minutes before I start the paint, though. I'm going to use the darker on the outside, and then I'm going to start going lighter to the inside. And it's a sun catcher, so you want to try to make sure that you have color all around it and not just plain glass, because you want some prettiness in there. All right, and then I'm going to go with a little bit lighter purple. And then I'm going to go into blue. And I left a little bit of my dark on my light. When I put my light on, I left a little bit of dark on there, so it will help blend it in a little bit. And I'm going to use some white right here where this dark is to make it a little bit lighter to blend it in. Then I'm going to start with my blues. And I'm blending them in together so that there's not like a definite line that says, okay, this was purple, this one's blue. It kind of blends them in together. I'm going right up to the black of the outside of my butterfly. See, something like that. See, it's kind of like blended right in there, so it's not like a definite line. And then I'm going to get some white, and I'm going to put some white in there, lighten it up a little bit. When it dries real good, wherever I have places kind of where it went over the black a little bit, I'll just go, once it's real dry, then I'll go over with black on those spots again. So it will kind of just define it up a little bit. Right now I'm going to kind of blend the blue and the pink together a little bit. You can see where there's like a definite line. It doesn't blend in really, really good. So I'm going to take a little bit of lighter blue and kind of go over it a little bit, see if we can blend it in. I kind of blended it a little bit better. It's a little bit tougher with it's a little easier with the blue and the purple. The pink was a little bit different, but if you look really close, it's a little, you can see where it blends in pretty good. And then I'm going to start with I think I'm going to do a little bit of orange, and then I'm going to do yellows. So with let's see, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on I'm going to wet my brush a little bit, and then I'm going to use some red, and then I'm going to go on top of that with yellow, and I think that will help blend it in and make it look orange. And I'm going to put some yellow on top of it and hope it works. It's working pretty good. It's going to be good. And I just got to blend the pink with the orange a little bit. I'm going to change my brushes just a little bit, just so I can get into this little tiny area. To blend the pink with the orange and the yellow with the purple. So for that, I think I'm going to I have a fan brush, and I think that's going to work pretty good. All right, so I think it blended in pretty well. What you guys think? I am loving this. Now what I'm going to do is these places where the black is, I can kind of see when I put it up to the light where I need to kind of go over some of the black. So I'm going to let all this outside color dry real well. And then I'm going to go over all my black lines again with a really, really fine brush and a real steady hand to make sure that we don't have any clear glass showing through. Okay? How's your guys looking? Hey, so there we have it. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put, oh goodness, I just like dropped that in the paint. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the ribbon around it so that we can hang it in the window. All right? All right, so we're going to plug our hot glue gun in so it can get hot. So get that plugged in, and then have a glue stick ready. And then pick your ribbon, whatever color you're going to use. I think with this one, I think I'm going to use my real light blue one for this one. So I'm going to use this one here. Now you're going to measure out your ribbon, and you're going to measure it so you have it to go around down one side. So we can do this here. We'll do it. Turn this. There we go. So you're going to have it so it measures down one side, across the bottom, up the other side, and then we're going to bring it up and bring a triangle up here so it can hang. But we also have to leave extra so that we can tie the knot at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and see how long I want it for that. I'm going to come down the side. I'm going to go across the bottom, back up the side, Then I'm going to bring it back over here to the middle, and then I'm going to add about this much extra so we can tie the bow at the top. And then we're just going to cut it right there. So now we have our ribbon, which is going to go down. Let's see if we can get this going here. Let's put it, we're going to find our middle. That's going to be the top. Well, actually, where we start at the bottom. We're going to put the middle piece in the middle of the bottom down here. So when we get ready to start, we're going to start down here in the middle on the bottom. And we're going to bring it up and around and up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to bring it over here to the middle. Now when we get ready to glue, we're going to glue half of the ribbon on one side and half of the ribbon on the other side. Okay, so when you get ready, it's going to end up, your ribbon's going to be like this. It's going to be in half, and then your glass is going to be right in the middle. So one half of it will be on the front side and one half on the back. Okay, and we're going to work in small sections because hot glue dries kind of fast, and you also want to be careful you don't burn your fingers because it does get hot. All right, so now we've got our ribbon and we have the middle of a piece of it right here, and you're only going to put half of the ribbon on the top half. All right, we're going to work in extremely small sections because the hot glue dries really, really fast. So when I say small, I'm talking like maybe like an inch section at a time. Put it down, press your ribbon down so it can stick to the glass, and then do another little tiny section. And when you put your glue on, make sure it's down at the very edge, bottom edge of the glass. When you're done, it's going to look like this. And you still have this piece that's going to fold around to the back side. Alright, so now we're at our corner, and we're going to do we're going to go just a little bit around the corner. I'm going to push this down, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to push that one little piece down. And then we're going to keep going up the side. Remember, small sections at a time. We'll fix that corner in just a minute. When we get all of the ribbon on, then we'll go down and we'll put a little bit of glue down there in the corner to hold it nice and tight. And then we're going to turn it and we're going to do the other side. And then you're going to bring it right up to the top. All right, now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to bring this back piece around the back side. Same thing, do very small sections at a time. It's because that glue dries so fast. We're just going to keep going around until we finish getting the ribbon on. So it should look like this. We're going to come up here and we're going to find our center so that it's nice and even. And you can make your knot here. To make your knot, all you're going to do is just take it between your two fingers and bring these two over. And if you didn't make it quite long enough to make a bow, we can make a bow with another piece of ribbon and we can just hot glue it on there. I thought I had it long enough, but I didn't, but that's okay. Because now I've got this, It's nice and pretty even, so it's going to hang straight up on the window. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take my scissors, because I didn't make mine long enough. I'm going to cut that off right there. And then I will take another piece of ribbon, and I'll make a bow, and then we'll just hot glue it on. You don't even have to make a bow if you don't want to. I like bows. Got that. I'm going to cut my string right there. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right on the very back. And this stick of hot glue, I grabbed the wrong glue gun. I grabbed the small one, and I forgot I bought fat glue sticks. I needed my other one. I had just enough to do the project. And there, my friends, we have a Suncatcher. I put a little bow at the top of mine. You don't have to, but I like bows. So go put it in the window. See how beautiful it looks. Take a picture and send it to me. I can't wait to see it. It is a new week, so let's make sure that we all make sure we get our homework done, get your reading done, and still do your schoolwork. Hopefully you'll be able to get out and get a little bit of fresh air, even in the backyard. Just run around, get some energy out, get some sunshine in your body. It's always good for you. Always makes you feel happy. And until next time, bye-bye.